Good day, everyone. My name is Amadeus Reni Setiawan, and you can call me Rian.
Hi, my name is Eric.
Hi, I'm Theodore Putra Agato.
We are going to present you about our topic, which is zero hunger. Without further ado, let us start the presentation. There are a lot of countries with hunger problems currently, including Indonesia. According to Global Hunger Index's 2020 report, Indonesia is categorized in the list of countries with moderate hunger level. Moreover, in the Food Sustainable Index report of 2018, it was stated that the average Indonesian citizen produces around 300 kilograms of food waste annually, which means that people take more than they can eat. And this creates a problem because this food waste, if it's handled well and actually not becomes food waste, they could be delivered to those who are in need, to those who are having these hunger problems. And so our team wants to spread this awareness to tell people that not to waste their food and to be able to realize that some people are in trouble of this hunger situation and that we can actually help them by doing what we can to save food, not to waste food, and maybe to even donate to those in need so we can reduce this hunger problem little by little until this problem is solved so that the world can have zero hunger problems. And so we plan to create a concept of a game which will be called Ration Simulator 1940s. Our aim is, as I have said before, to spread awareness of annual food waste and hunger problems. Our game will be 100% free, except on Apple App Store, because we think that those who are able to afford Apple devices such as iPad, iPhone, or iMac should also be able to afford a cheap game such as ours. And will also be a optional in-app purchase for everyone, and also DLCs, which will give you more content to play with. And for these transactions that are made inside the game, such as the selling of the game and for DLC purchase and in-app purchase, we are planning to donate almost all the profit to the World Hunger Foundation. But we will discuss that in further slides. This is roughly how the game will look like. As you can see on top of the screen, there's a civilian lineup will that shows how many person that you will have to serve, and there's also a random event that will take place. And then on the bottom left side of the screen, it will show the civilian you are currently serving, and also the dialogue between you and the civilian. And on the bottom right of the screen, it will show the ration book of the civilian, and you will need to check if the ration book is has no problems, or if there is any problem with the ration book, and you will need to deny or approve the ration book itself. We plan to target our game to everyone above 10 years old because we want to be able to spread the hunger situation awareness to everyone as soon as we can and as early as we can, so that they can learn about the world's actual situation right now as early as they can. And because the game contains mild violence language and some a little bit of minimal suggestive themes, we cannot target those below 10 years old because they have to learn about those language and suggestive themes first before they have to be educated properly before they can take and learn about our game. In this case, some younger demographics, maybe from everyone from 10 to 13 years old. They will need some adult supervision.
Okay, Ryan, thank you for the previous explanation. Now, from this part, it will be my duty to explain it. And my part is about our game plots, game features, and some of our game advantage. Now move on to the first one, plots. The game takes place in the parallel universe of 1940s where a stalemate war breaks out and it won't be over anytime soon. To relieve citizens from war impact, government take an action to regulate every citizen needs, especially food. You, as the player, are entrusted by the government to distribute rations for the citizen. Your job is very important because it may affect war going. Why? Because country needs every citizen to join the war effort to win the war. There is no way citizen can join the war effort if their stomach is empty. Now move on to the next one, our game features. First, quick play, story, and endless mode. Yes, say it. You can play the game with different kind of style. A quick gameplay instead of condition? Sure, pick quick play. A story of main car struggle life in war? Sure, pick story. A never-ending challenge? Sure, pick endless mode. Next, challenging gameplay with varying difficulties. As you can see, the right side table is an example of difficulty possibilities. Event implementing in the game may result more challenging possibility than this table. Next one, some historical setting for the main story. Our game setting is influenced by story of World War, so player can relate it with reality and play with logic. Next one, two-dimension top-down view with player perspective. We use this because we want players to feel like they are part of the war, not just third person who controls in-game card. Next, autosave and player profile. We have autosave because if the game closes by itself due to some incident or the player forget to save the game, the player doesn't have to step themselves with nil because autosave gets your back. Player profile available if the player link their account with the game. Through this, player can track their progress and achievement of themselves and others. Next one, fun fact about food and hunger in game. We don't want our game can only be entertained, but educate too. So we add some facts about food and hunger in game that may show in game whether in menu or in loading screen. The next one, our game advantage. First, optional purchasable DLC for more contents. Yes, we love to receive more support from our player, so we offer DLC that can be purchased. If you can afford, don't worry, it won't affect the game stat. It only affects the game view or it just some extra content like background image, soundtracks, or plain sketch of the game. We promise to always give the player a full game that not require DLC to be added to play it fullness. Next one, multiple ending. Per action will affect story progression which can result in different endings. Yes, take an action and see the result. We want player can make their own story, or at least our game has capable to tell more than one story. Next one, can be played for fun or hardcore gaming season. No need to first state to finish the game if you are a hardcore player. Also, if you are a hardcore player, you can play the game to the next level by taking more difficult situation. We want our game is playable as many as possible type of players. And the last one, high replay value. There are a lot of events and endings that can be explored in our game. We want our game not just a one-shot play game, but a game that can be explored as a universe. So, that's from me. The next part will be continued by Eric. Eric, please take your time.
Thank you, Ote, and hello again. Now I am going to continue the presentation and explain upon the technical advantages of the game. Okay, for the first one, our game doesn't come with a built-in DRM. What is a DRM? For those who didn't know, DRM or Digital Rights Management is a set of technologies used to prevent or restrict the use of digital software, including games. Game developers usually will put DRM system in place to prevent piracy, unauthorized modifications, or cheating. Our game won't have a DRM system because we don't think it is necessary and it will even discourage people from sharing the game. But unfortunately, this will not apply if the game is put on Apple's App Store because of the strict nature of the system. A DRM mechanics is enforced by the App Store itself and not our game. And the second one of the advantages is modding support. Our game is designed in such ways that makes it easy for players to tinker with and develop an add-on or mods for the game. That way we hope people can make custom contents and share it with others to make the game more interesting. And the possibility is, I would say, almost endless. We are also aware that for our game to reach wider audiences, it needs to be able to run and be compatible with a wide variety of devices, including both phones and personal computers. You know, that's why when designing our game, we have optimizations in mind. So the game does not take up a lot of resources and it could run on a low-end devices smoothly. Here we kinda take the term of running it on a potato a bit literal here. The game will be available for free on Android, Windows, and Linux. But worry not for Apple users. If you own an Apple device, you can also purchase it on the App Store. Albeit the game will lack some aspects of the modding support due to the lockdown nature of the Apple devices. And if you are wondering about the minimum system requirements, well, don't worry, as I have stated before, it should be able to run on even low-end spec devices. We will also implement a cloud save feature to complement the autosave and player profile mechanics that have been explained before. So you could backup, restore, and transfer your progress between devices. Thus, it will also make the game even less prone to save data corruptions due to unexpected errors, device loss, or a certain power loss, for example. It may be not much, but it's still a nice thing to have. And now I'm going to explain the best part of the game. Is that 90% of the revenue generated from DLCs and in-app purchases and Apple App Store processes will go towards food ad programs, both local, Indonesian, and international ones, such as the World Food Program and Food Aid Foundation. And if you are wondering where the 10% of the revenue goes, we are planning to use it to advertise the game more, so it will reach more people to spreading more awareness about hunger and food waste problems that we are all facing. So yeah, this will actually be more of a non-profit project for us. Okay, and next, we think the game will have a pretty positive public receptions because it is pretty unique for what we are trying to achieve. You know, like basically all the profits generated will be donated and it's going to spread more awareness to more people and the issue that we are facing. It might be humble, I guess, but it is a great thing to do. We hope it might even cause some tractions of the news media so it will get even more popular. We think the game might be super addicting for a certain group of people within the game's mechanics and that satisfying feel if you complete a level or gain an achievement. It certainly could give one an epic gamer feeling. It might even attract a nice group of gamers, such as the speedrunning community who likes to complete the game as quickly as possible, setting time records, or the perfectionist players who like to complete the game flawlessly or gain a lot of points as possible during their playtime. Now, and some people might find a little part of the game might be disturbing to them because the game is set during the war, and sometimes you just need to make a very difficult or unfortunate choices. We also like to put some cheeky and subtle jokes like Easter eggs, fourth wall breaking reference on the player dialogues, and so on. So, like, like little things that will make something inside of you think, but younger as the audiences probably won't understand it yet. So yeah, it's pretty fun and exciting. Okay, for the game's weaknesses, obviously there's a lot. I mean, a plethora of types of gamers out there, and we cannot cater to everyone of them. So yeah, it's not a game for everyone. But if they look at our intentions that we put with the game, I think we are pretty sure that they are willing to give the game a try. And also, the game might feel a bit repetitive after a while for some people. But I guess that really isn't the nature of games with simple gameplay mechanics like our game in this case. But the advantage is games like this will have a high replayability like we have stated before. The game might also be lacking some interactive elements during the gameplay, like you are only limited to certain action like checking tenure or approving the food rations, choosing a dialogue, and so on. But that's okay. That's why we made the game easy to mod so that people could also create new game mechanics and interactive elements, for example, and share it with everyone else. In conclusion, we hope with more and more people playing our game, it will also spread more awareness, and a lot of people will indirectly donate to help solving hunger problems with our game. It's we hope it will spread like a virus. We think it's pretty innovative, and we are sure our game will help to solve hunger problems in the long run, whether it is in Indonesia or everywhere else in the world. And I guess that concludes the presentation of our team. Thank you for the attention and see ya.